Yeah,
And
people have told me that I have
maybe.
the worst DI possible, even though I do like DI in. I never understood why I always like my DI doesn't work whenever to avoid being killed, if that makes sense.
So there's two things that are possibly happening here. As far as if you don't know how DI works technically, then I can just kind of sum that up early. Or quickly, I should say. So DI only works if you have your DI inputted before you get hit. If you get hit and
Oh.
while you're being launched, let's say if I hit you with F smash, you're just standing there doing nothing, and you're like, oh shit, now you're in the air already moving, and then you push in, that does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it
Okay.
does, actually, you know what? It does basically nothing. If there's a meter to say perfect DI or DIing before the move is 100%, then DIing after the move is like a different percent, that different percent
Mm-hmm.
would be like 15.
Mm-hmm.
Basically having no DI is like if you were to DI after. So there
Mm-hmm.
is that. If you don't know, like let's say we'll get into this. This also can tie into our movements as well too. So if you know you're about to make a mistake, not because you're intending to, but like you see that you've clearly missed and your opponent has a chance to counterattack you in some way, that's where you want to DI during the end leg of your move. Because you know you're about to,
Mm-hmm.
it's like bracing for impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been in like a car crash or you know anything about anything like that, or like falling off of your bike or falling out like skiing or snowboarding or anything like that, if you fall with the intent to try and not let yourself fall, that's how you get hurt. That's how you break your
Mm-hmm.
wrist, right? But if you bail properly and you roll on your shoulder or whatever you're supposed to do, depending on what you're doing, then that's how you don't, I wouldn't say you never get hurt, but you get hurt substantially less. If you know anything about like parkour, same thing. If you try to stop yourself from making a mistake in parkour, you can die. Literally die. So,
Right.
same deal. So let's say in a situation like this, if you dash up to me and go for a dash attack, and I dash out of the way and I F smash you, if you are like, oh, I can maybe run away before my dash, or at the end of my dash attack and not get hit by this, if you try and do that, you might even start your dash, but then you got hit by the F smash anyways because you couldn't actually get out of the way in time. And then because of that, now you have horrendous DI to the direction of the blast zone. As far as that, if we let's say if you go for a dash attack, okay, if you go for a dash attack or a F smash or whatever, and you get hit, if you know, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
clearly just missed, and this person in the middle of winding up their attack, you should be trying to
Mm-hmm.
brace for that and go for the DI that you should be going for. And what I mean by that is,
Okay.
let's say if you dash attack towards me and I hit you with up smash, that's when you want to DI out. If you dash towards me, go for a dash attack, and I go for an F smash, that's why you DI down and in, mostly in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
but it has to be
And
before the hit.
is it like is the timing for it just like teching like you have to do it like once you like get hit or
No,
something
you can
or
hold
is
it
it
miles in
okay.
advance. So, for
Okay.
example, walk towards me for a second. So, if you just push me, if I hit you anytime during that, you would have good
Mm-hmm.
DI to the left. So if I hit,
Okay.
sorry, if I yes, if I hit you to the right, you'd have good DI and slow yourself down, and you would not be hopefully dying. Obviously, at 10, you're not going to go very far, but that's the
Mm-hmm.
DI you want to have. It's not like you have to like you don't have to like click the control stick over at the right time and tech the hit. That's not a
Mm-hmm.
thing. So if you're trying to do
Okay.
that, you're making your life miles too hard because that's not a thing at all. So if I was to like let's say have good DI in right now, it should look like this. If I want to have DI down and in, it might look like that, which you can't really see
Mm-hmm.
what's happening, but on my screen for the controller cam, I'm down and in, right? Or I could do up and in, right? This is just be DI up and away is like a slow walk, all the way out, down and on an angle, away from you, right? It's the same thing. There's some things that you can do preemptively. Like let's say if you're about to get hit, DIing is one of them. The other part would be like getting buried. If you know you're fighting a character that can bury you or grab you as well. Anything where you're gonna get put into a mashing situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if I was to dash attack and you're playing DK. If I dash attack
Mm-hmm.
at you and I miss completely and I know you're about to hit me with side B or grab, I can start mashing during the end leg. So I can go like this, but oh shit, start mashing during my dash attack. So once you bury me, the first 10 inputs of my mash are put into the mash on the first frame of being put into the ground or being grabbed. DK Will taught me that. So you can
Mm-hmm.
get out of berries super fast. So if you watched Double Down, Proto Banham might have the best mash in the goddamn world, bro. I don't know if you ever saw that shit, but he got out of everything against MK Leo's Rob. And it's
The
because
Min Min player?
yeah, and it's because he was 100% doing that. If he made any sort of mistake at all, he knows in advance, the guy's saying, be prepared or brace for impact when you make a mistake. And when you get grabbed or when you get buried, you're mashing. Let's say if I go like this and I miss, I know I'm about to get grabbed or buried. I'm going like this. The second that I'm like during my up smash, as soon as my up smash comes out, I'm mashing already because I know I'm about to be buried or grabbed. Same thing applies for
Oh.
DI. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So notice there after that Aegon, it's something you have to try and pay attention to as well too. As soon as you threw out the Aegon and I jumped over it, you should not be thinking offense. You should be thinking, oh shit, I jumped over a move where you're in a ton of lag still. It's the same thing for me. If I throw out my side B and you jump over it instantly, I'm not thinking, oh, I should probably dash towards him, because, well, in the case of Pyra, yes, I can't throw anything out if I don't have my swords. If I do this, I can't do anything. I just can only like shield and run basically. But for you, even if you could, like, let's say throw an Aegon and then go for an instant dash attack, if you see I jumped over your Aegon, you're never gonna have time to do anything. So in that situation, I just dashed at you and I didn't do anything because I wanted to see if you would notice like this is a bad situation. Next time, if that happens to happen, I'll just kill you. if it makes it feel better, I guess. I don't know. Oh my, he's wild. Grabbing in the corner, he's going to jail.
I didn't know what to do.
So if you had let go of shield and just got hit, I'm not saying that you should have gotten hit, but if you just let go of shield and then literally did nothing, you wouldn't have died at 40. Okay?
Even at the ledge?
Yeah, you wouldn't have died. Well, if you had no DI, then you would have maybe died. But if you DI'd in, you would have been fine. That being said, though, if you dropped shields, you could have also just hit me, right? You could have jumped in and went for up air, fair, up smash, up tilt, something. Because I jumped and did that, and you waited for me to come down. And like I was saying before, I have no hitbox on the charge. It's just a very intimidating move because you know it's strong when it's fully charged. But during the charge itself, I'm wide open. So it's character knowledge a little bit there to say, okay, if you think you're sick, you're not sick. You can just go hit me for doing that. Did is absolutely a gimmick. So if you're wondering how I knew you were going to do that, I didn't. That was just a read. Because here's the thing. If someone is scared, I can say, you know, I'll take it back. I knew that you're going to do that to an extent. It was an educated guess because when someone's at high percent and they're typically scared, as soon as they shield, a lot of players feel like the best way to get out of shield is to jump because you feel like you have more mobility versus dropping shield. And you technically do for that split second where you don't have to actually drop your shield and you can just escape shield for free, right? Like just doing this, or not that, but like jumping out of shield, right? So that, oh, am I dead? Nah. That versus dropping and running, right? So it's not a hard read to make, saying if someone's like in the corner or somewhere scared and shield, they're probably going to jump like that. There you go, that's good movement, right? Just dashing out of the way. It felt like nothing, I'm sure, but they're still good because I completely missed and you could have punished that. So the thing that you want to work on for sure is not tunnel visioning just movement or just attacks. Because when you have good movement, you catch yourself off guard and be like, oh shit, like I actually did something good here and I had good position, but I wasn't prepared to actually like be right. So when that situation happens to you, you want to try to be like, okay, I'm going to throw a good movement here and I'm going to throw a fast, safe attack. Or as safe as I possibly can. If it's jumping away with like a back air, then that's totally fine. If it's turning around the forward tilt, then that's also totally fine. Like you don't want to get into the habit of like dashing away and F smashing or dashing away, then turning around and then coming back in with a down tilt because it's just too committal and you might find yourself getting finessed. Also, all these grabs in the corner, you gotta try and stop that too because you could be dying, right? If I think you're gonna grab in the corner like that, at 60, if I F smash you, you'll actually die. There you go. So every single time I jump up like this, you could be going for a rising aerial as well too. So if I'm doing like landing aerials like this, then you can just jump and catch me like that. And that will work every time as long as your timing is good.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. Oh no. Oh no. What's he doing? Camping with this lead. I'm camping. I'm camping. What's he gonna do? Oh shit. I'm still camping. I'm still camping. Let's go. I'm gonna time him out. He had no idea.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm literally winning still, yeah? Oh man. Can't catch me. Fast as fuck. Or you think I'm kidding? I'm actually gonna time you out. Oh man.
I just didn't know what to do.
Oh, okay, am I dead? Yo, he's different. This guy's actually different. So that's.
I thought you were gonna play me somehow.
Oh, I was planning on it. So even with that, there's a lot of things. There's so many components you have to pay attention to in the game because like I said, it's learning your character. It's learning my character as far as the matchup, knowing your spacing, mentality, player emotion, your kill moves, combo setups, whatever it might be, all those things. But then also taking into consideration the context in which all those things come into play. Of course, it was very stupid of me to camp you with a .6 lead. But I did it anyways for dramatic / comedic effect, and it was hilarious. Can confirm. So, besides that, you also want to pay attention to the time and the stocks, and if you actually do have the lead, right? Although my lead was literally nothing, I didn't technically have to approach, right? That being said, in the context of a real fight, I would have never done that because you have gun. And if you just shot me once, then you'd be winning, so it's not worth it. But like I said, literally hilarious. So there's just so many things to pay attention to. I'm not saying like you don't have to super worry about like everything just yet. I still want you to work mostly on movement. I guess I'm mostly just highlighting that I'm taking into consideration all those things as well too. Like I'm tracking your jump, I'm tracking your air dodge, I'm tracking how close you are to getting Arsene, I'm tracking how you're teching out of situations, what you're doing out of shield, how you're getting off the ledge. I'm tracking how you're getting out of disadvantage, everything. And then I'm also tracking who's actually winning with the percents. What combos do I know at certain percents, like low percent, mid percent, high percent? What moves do I have that are starting to kill, like when you're getting into that window, like let's say back air at like 120, or like jab 3 at 160, or like down air into S smash at 65 or 70. Like I'm tracking all those things. So as we progress through the game, those are the things that are going on in my mind, right? And eventually you can get to that point too. Like for me, I don't think about spacing anymore. I don't think about if I should spot dodge or if I should air dodge, or if I should shield or if I should roll or if I should run. I just do them, right? And it's practice. It takes a long time to get to that point, but eventually, like that's why we're breaking these things down. And it might almost feel like these things are very obvious to you when you hear them, but it's still, you have to hear them, right?
Right.
I'm going through the same thing right now with League of Legends, where I'm learning stuff and watching videos, and it's like, if someone just said this to me once, I would have gotten it immediately, but no one said it to me, so I'm just a dumb idiot. I'm just playing horribly, but that's part of learning. It's like, okay, you'll get it eventually, and then even for myself, I'm getting that game eventually too. And it's the same thing when I learned Warzone and Call of Duty. It's the same thing. It's every game is essentially the same. Once you know what you're supposed to do, it turns into execution after that, and also predicting and probability of what your opponent might do. After that, I'm not gonna say every game is the same. The premise is the same. Outsmart and outplay the other person. Your tools are different, but it's the same game.